let's talk about a review.
Yes, for a game that I did not play, but you did.
No one played this.
What is the
except
game?
me. All right, so
I don't have an Xbox 360.
What, you don't? Oh my gosh,
so embarrassing.
No, I have a PS3.
So
I have a PlayStation 3, so I gotta wait.
So a few episodes ago, I had right before the episode was driving to the studio, and I said to myself, "Hey, how come they haven't remade Flashback?" And then lo and behold, as I'm sitting here in the studio talking about it,
how come why not?
Behold, your request was granted.
I look on the internet and I said, "Well, I wonder why I don't know about this." There was one in the works. Little did I know that the release date was the 21st of this month, and so I snatched it up right away.
I
snatched it up right away.
I see what you did there.
And I was very excited to start playing the game. Do we have footage?
Of you playing the game?
Yes,
No.
we do.
Let's show the footage. So here we go with the beginning.
This is
sequence.
a new flashback?
This was awesome.
New Flashback.
Because this was 3D rendering of the initial opening sequence of Flashback, a cartridge-based game, which was very quick. A foot lands, a laser blast hits the ground. That happened right there.
Shots.
And they come after him.
Cool.
The jetpack. He jumps, and they add a little bit more to it because
Cool
at that point he just zooms off on a little speeder bike. But they look around for him. This is awesome.
I want to have a JanSport backpack like that.
I was very excited. That would be fantastic from JanSport.
Back to school, kids.
The art is it's
that was an NES controller. It looked like.
probably
Did you see that?
was. There are a few sort of throwbacks to what
Star Wars,
80s things. At one point, you're doing the and I don't remember this from.
Watch your hair, man.
I don't remember a lot of the dialogue from the original.
That what
game.
happened to your hair?
But you know how there's a port. You guys played the original.
I've played it, but not any.
Not a lot.
significant
Yeah, it was
amount
like
of
the
time.
Tom, I'm sure you
Stormtrooper
played
thing.
it. You
What's
played.
that?
You watched me playing it when
Yes?
you were over my house in summers as my.
The original. I've played the original Flashback.
Original Flashback?
Yeah.
I played the original Flashback too.
So
I do. In terms of it's Delphi, right?
It's awesome.
Delphi made it
You can
the
get
original.
the original on phones now.
This is made by somebody else.
I actually. Well, it's a lot of the same. It's a lot of the same people that made
the original
Flashback.
Project Head from the original game was part of this.
Yeah.
So there's your opening sequence. You land on Titan in the jungle. It's very well updated, and you're like, oh, cool, this is going to be great. And you start playing through, and it's not bad, but they've added voice acting, which is cool. Unfortunately, they added dialogue written by somebody from the 90s, somebody from like 2003. He says awesome sauce at one point.
Oh, come on.
Not even joking. There's a few lame dialogue things. When you charge up your shield or your health bar, which is very generous, by the way, it's not hard to play this game. It's unfortunately very easy. Where the old one, you had to line up your jumps, you had to plan what you were going to do, you had to make sure you had enough shield, you had to do all these things. This one, you can kind of just sort of run around and blast stuff. It feels like the old game.
Josh,
looks like a good new version of the old game, but it's very easy. You've got
Josh,
some.
let me,
Oh,
hey,
there we go.
Josh,
That looks like Flashback. Oh, so
Yeah.
I see. It's just it's like platformer.
It's the same. It's basically the same game with a lot of updates. What are you saying,
cool.
Tom?
just let me ask you this: where are the Velociraptors, and where's your hat if you're playing Dr.
Yeah,
Alan
Dr.
Grant?
Grant.
Yeah.
Hat.
Well, that's
what
another
this
thing.
is, yeah.
It looks a lot like Jurassic Park.
But the
That's awesome,
Flashback
that's
looked like
awesome.
Jurassic Park
Get
too,
the
except
stun
it was
gun.
real basic colors.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
where are
platformer
those
in a
guys?
jungle, but you leave the jungle and it doesn't look like that anymore.
It also looks like Pitfall.
One of the problems with the voice acting is it's really fast. The guy's voice is annoying. You get more character development with the voice acting, so he's sort of an idiot, and you're kind of like, oh, great. I read one review where the guy said he preferred him as the strong silent type, and I completely agree. But you have a charge up shot with your gun, so you can blast like walls, like you could see a minute ago. You have a map you can check. You have your inventory, which isn't easily accessible, but you don't need to because you can kind of just blast through stuff. Your shield comes up because you have more buttons. You can pop your shield up with a shoulder button, like left trigger or something like that.
Watch out.
I really liked the 3D rendering of the game. It looks good.
It does look good.
It looks cool.
The jumping up and climbing, you got a lot of leeway.
Is
You
this
can be
out now?
You can be near the ledge, and he'll kind of jump forward and up. You know, it's a little sloppy and loose, which sort of takes away from the original. And see, you get health nodules from when you blast the little spy bots. You have some added tech. You have goggles. He's using them right now, and it highlights. See that thing, a Morphi. It highlights different portions of the game so you can see sort of beyond what you should be able to see.
Beyond good and evil. See what I did there?
You can see beyond two souls.
Is this strictly just for like Xbox Live, or can you go out and buy?
I don't know if there's a disc.
It's coming out
That
for
kind of reminds me
PS.
of what Cliff Bleszinski did with Shadow Complex.
It's an
I played that.
800-point Xbox game, which
Also
is
for PS3
$10.
soon.
But what I want to know...
coming out for PlayStation 3. So it's going to be a budget game. I don't think it'll have a disc because I don't think that they print disc games for less than $40.
And as far as like the voice acting, like was it needed, or like could they?
Yeah,
have
there's
about what the
because there was a lot of there was a lot of text to read. In
Can
the
the
original.
household home viewers hear the audio of this
It has
right now?
Nope.
Okay.
the
There's
audio-
there's no audio to go with the game.
So
Because that would interrupt our voices.
right.
Would
So-
you like to provide audio for the game, Keith?
Budget game.
budget game?
Hey,
Well,
Keith.
yeah, you know,
Keith, wait. Would Keith like to provide audio for this game?
Yeah, sure. Hey, put them up.
What you're
Watch
seeing-
out. Hey, where'd you go? I can't see you. Come on, don't be a jerk.
So what you're seeing
Where
here
are you right
is
now? Oh,
the
this is
VR.
scary in here.
There-
The Matrix is the worst. I want to go home. Oh.
You can get into a VR
Neo,
world,
where are you?
similar to when they remade
Okay, I'm gonna go over here. Oh no, I'll stop right here.
what's this guy
Bionic
doing?
Commando. Well, I'm explaining it. You
That
guys remember
platform
Bionic
scared
Commando?
him.
Yeah.
Bionic Commando was an old Nintendo game, an arcade game, and you had this retractable claw arm.
We all
And
you
a
could
bad,
swing
and
around.
a bad remake.
I
The
actually
remake
didn't-
was pretty fun.
I liked the remake, and it was hard. So you
And
know,
then Splatterhouse,
Wait.
bad remake.
but in that game you had a VR thing, and you could do training, and you could try the different moves, and you could in practice. Sort of has the same thing. You can kind of boost your character with XP by going into the virtual reality portion. You
have
can
to get on a subway and all that
uncover
stuff, too,
you can
and enter the
uncover
code.
bonus memories, and as you uncover the memories, it progresses the storyline. There's a point where you're doing missions like this is one of the errand boy missions. You sort of get hired as a sort of just a I don't
Career?
know what you call it. I'd say an errand boy, but you're not always doing errands. Like right now, you have to run
doing
down
random
and
jobs
stop,
for people.
like basically a reactor overload by getting down into the bottom of this place within a minute and a half.
So you don't do.
which
So
this
you're an
guy
errand
just
boy, but you
failed
don't
at.
do jobs like picking up old ladies' groceries or mowing the
No,
lawn.
the first one you deliver a message to somebody, then you escort a guy, which you had to do in the original game. So it follows the same. It follows the same story arc as the original.
Are they gonna do Out of This World?
Well,
Since
I
they
don't.
did
know.
this one.
That would be out of this world.
does
Am
be
I
out
right?
of this world, man.
Signs point to no because I don't think people are going to like this one as much as they could have.
But Out of This World was more popular, wasn't it, or was Flashback?
It was like the same.
They came out at almost the same time. They were done slightly differently.
Because like if they were the same, Out of This World was the first one. It's surprising
They
didn't
came
do
out
that
almost the
one.
same time.
But I think
Yeah,
the
it was like the
storyline
same.
With
Out of This World was first.
with this, there's some funny things where while you're doing a mission, you have to go and find a replicant, which I was like, oh, a replicant, and then they call it a skin job, and I was like, oh, you're doing that now. Oh, retro, you know.
You gotta play the original.
Overall,
if you're gonna play the first one, this though, because the original is really fun and it looks cooler.
what are you saying?
Of this
The-
Flashback.
I probably would have preferred they just remade the original in high definition.
With no new
Instead of 4x3.
tweaks or.
I like this game. I enjoy the game. I haven't finished it. It moves really fast. It was way harder to play the original.
Yeah, that was hard.
The original, you die all the time. You have to
Because
start
you can't
over.
grab that. You jump and you.
I think I
miss
died
and-
twice so far, and I'm already into New
Because
Washington.
modern games are easy.
You know, they added a train system. They added,
there was a train in the first one.
yeah, but it's more.
Subway.
Yeah, but it's more. It's animated. It's more. You know.
Oh, it's cheaper. Less of a fare to get on.
It's Subway Eat Fresh.
Yeah, they added a Subway, like the restaurant, so you can stop and have a break.
So yeah, the biggest complaints are the voice acting, the sloppy control, you could pretty much just jump over whatever. And remember, you'd get to that point when you're like, uh-oh, the lightning barrier is on the ground. You got to go right up to the edge because you weren't going to be able to just jump that on a run, you know? And they're there, and you just hit the jump button. And if you hit it 4 or 5 times, you'll probably make it through. You know, it's like the old one killed you, and you just were evaporated.
What's your rating?
My rating was... You want to throw out my scorecard? I bought it, but...
None point.
I bought it, but
So,
maybe.
None
There's so
point
much text in this. I bought it, but maybe. GameSlean score, maybe.
Because I was the only one who did it, so I just sort of took over and said, GameSlean score, I say maybe.
That's fair, yeah.
If you played the original, it's $10. Get it. You know, it's not. You know, if you don't have anything else you're looking to get, or you're not saving up money, or you're not worried about how much you're going to spend, you know, definitely, you know, try it out, see if you like it. I didn't mind terribly that it had bad voice acting because, you know, the pace of the game is quick enough where you're sort of just kind of running through everything.
Well, from what you're telling me, it doesn't seem like the main focus, like the story. It's more about gameplay and things like that.
It is.
So like voice acting is just kind of like taking a backseat. So
it's not critical, but the gameplay being as sloppy as it was, and sort of fast and loose, it wasn't quite what I had wanted playing, you know, Flashback. Like, you played Flashback and you had to, oh man, out of this world was the same thing.
They both scared me.
It was so hard. Like, you had to time everything, you had to plan it, you had to know what was coming.
I mean, I just was the same.
And it was good for that reason.
Eco.
And, you know, it was like to steal a word from Keith.
Shadow Man.
It was a tight game. It was tight. Everything was just where it needed to be. This one, it's sort of like, we made Flashback and we made it flashy. It's flashy back, you know.
Flashier back.
It's got 3D graphics. It looks a lot like the beginning when you open up your menu. You're like, ooh, this is cool, because as you select the menus, it moves through a 3D world to a couple of different places. And it looked a lot like Blade Runner. It's raining. It's future. There's Japanese characters in the background on old brick buildings.
Every 90s sci-fi game.
You know what I mean? It brought a lot. It's like, ooh, we're nostalgic. There's a little bit of that happening, and it looked cool. I mean, the graphics look cool. They're not top notch or anything. They're not super high quality.
I have to urinate.
Well, then go.
Is it over?
It's over for you.
Should I leave?
So my review is pretty much over. If you played the original, you'll probably like this one just for this fact that, you know, it's like, oh, cool, look, they remade it. But they could have done a better job.
Oh, no.
If you're new to the game, you've never played it before.
Keith's going to urinate on the camera.
I have a feeling it will get maybe younger players to play the old one again and see where the game came from. If you're really into playing video games and you want to see where this one started out.
Is this where I go?
Yeah.
So, Josh, would you say that this game is So, Josh, would you say that this game is a fast and loose game about sloppy skin jobs? Then buy it, maybe?
I wouldn't, but you can.
There you go. There's my tagline. Put it on the box.
Put it on the box.
Put it on the box. Thanks, Sergeant Ski.
So that's my review of Flashback 2013.
Yes.
Flashback.
If you try to look it up on the internet,
new
you're just going to
identity.
find the old one. So put in 2013. That's the unofficial title.
Download the ROM for the old one and play that instead, and that's free.
Flashback 13 gets a maybe.
Yeah,
from GameSlean
it's a
TV.
maybe.